Our theme, of course, for, is it April? Yes. For April is diversity. And so we'll be expounding upon that for most of the month. But I wanted to open this morning with something from the big book, because I'm just easing you into the fact that we'll be talking about metaphysical Easter next Sunday. So, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And when I crashed through the double doors for the first time at the Center for Spiritual Living in Fort Lauderdale, there was a postcard on the information table that had that depiction of God with the lightning bolts, raining judgment, and looking in the big book to make sure that, we've done everything how we're supposed to do it. And at the bottom of the postcard it said, if your idea of God scares you, you need a new idea of God. Because the Word, whether it's silent or spoken, is the power of creation. That is what we use to build our dreams and our desires. So the original impulse is within that word. And the original impulse, or what we call God, I love how it has 12 syllables when you're on TV, wanted to experience itself. And in order to do that, it had to direct the original impulse within that word into the density that we are, into these bodies. And so that wave of energy formed what is called the ethereal, or the light body that is within and also without. And we have every reason to believe that there is a body within the body within the body to infinity. And just like the snake sheds its skin, we shed the physical body when we're complete with it. Think of it kind of like the imaginary friends we had as children. Remember, we used to create them so we could play with them? Spirit created us so it could play with us. And I don't know about you, but I had that little doll when I was a kid called Chatty Cathy. And you could pull the string and she would talk and she would say the same thing over and over and over again, and it drove my mother crazy. But after a while, you realize that that mechanical aspect can't interact with you. And so the thing itself, or God, decided that it wanted interaction with itself. And so it animated us. It gave us consciousness. It empowered us to do our own thinking. And as spiritual beings, having a human experience, we've forgotten who we really are. We are magnificent, powerful beings who have the power to create our dreams and our desires. And like Nat King Cole just sang the song, unforgettable. That's what we are as spirit. Whether we are here in this third dimension, nearby, or far away in a fifth dimension, 7, 9, or all the way up to 12. We remain unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that is how we will stay. And isn't that what we all want? To persist after the physical death? To be able to recognize ourselves and to recognize our loved ones in other dimensions? I don't know about you, but I can't wait until I reach a level where I can actually see my mama in another dimension. Because right now she's 2.5 years old, and I know she's wreaking havoc somewhere. So Dr. Ernest Holmes defines immortality as the deathless, whoa, I have power, as the deathless principle of being in all people. And the Merkaba that you see there is like that body that's within the body that's emerging at all times from within us into eternality. And as the enlightening beings that we are, when we bear witness to the miracles and we recognize the many myriad expressions of our word, it should be easier to accept our diversity. As children of the Most High, we are created in the image and the likeness. Doesn't mean we look like the guy who's hanging out in the sky with the long white beard and the big book and the lightning bolts from earlier. So the question becomes, do our childhood beliefs keep us from drawing others into our realm of experience? Our parents taught us not to talk to strangers because they wanted to protect us. Were we actually being taught separation in that moment? Are our differences a bad thing or a good thing? We live and move and have our beingness within all realms, all dimensions. So inclusion is about the recognition of the oneness. And so I want you to partner up with your neighbor. Someone's going to be A, someone's going to be B. Decide who that is quickly. Okay, whoever is B is going to look into the eyes of A and say, ready? I recognize the good in you. Okay, and now we're going to switch to A, and A is going to say, I recognize the good in you. So do you feel the energy lifting? When we let go of that us versus them paradigm, our differences can be embraced and celebrated. Then inclusion is demonstrated and practiced amongst us. So the sense of oneness expresses through everyone and everything. But I can only be who I am, and you can only be who you are. And I love this from Nat King Cole. That's why, my darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable like you thinks that I'm unforgettable too. So let's affirm that together. I am unforgettable in every way. Let's do that one more time. I am unforgettable in every way. Thank you, Nat King Cole. What a beautiful song. So because each of us is a unique expression of the one, our opinions naturally differ. Just this past week, I had someone communicate via the YouTube, because the talks go up and people call in and have stuff to say. And there was one person who called in and listed everything that was wrong with last Sunday's message. Every single thing. And then I had another person who called in and said how every little thing was fabulous. Diversity, right? So like a song of love that clings to us, the thought of you does things to me, but only if I own it. So what I want to share with you this morning is something from the Jewish tradition called Lashon Hara. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And the premise behind that is that we are never to say anything bad or good about anyone. Because when we do, we create an image of that person, what I would call an energy field or a mental equivalent. And when we speak to someone else about that person, they form an opinion or an expectation of who that person is going to be. And whether people live up to what we think they're going to be, or they disappoint us by falling short, the outcome is always tied into our own conditioning, our own prejudices. And normally, if what they reflect back at us disturbs us in any way, then there's something that we need to be working on. And this can be a good thing, because sometimes it will help us to grow whatever we need to work on. So whether we expect too much or not enough, whether we experience disappointment or elation, the Great Spirit is simply outpicturing what we choose. So it's up to us to build the foundation. And last week I gave you a homework assignment to bring a picture of something that you would like to see manifest through what we're creating on the west side. And so I have created a bulletin board for us. And you will notice that the poster board, bulletin board, whatever, is the color blue. And there is a pink heart coming out of the center of it that says West Side Center for Spiritual Living. And so what we share in this teaching is called love and law. And so the law is the masculine or the intellect. And that is the blue background of the poster board. We know that whatever it is we embody will express, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's just in this moment without judgment. And it's blue because it's masculine, and we're doing that boy-girl thing. Now the pink heart, on the other hand, is the divine feminine. And that is the creative nature. And of course we all have both qualities within us. And so I've asked Carol this morning to be my Vana, and she's going to release the love. That is to be what we create together. Yay! Pull it a little more and it'll stretch out. So love, when love works through law, the magic begins. So we have the foundation. And now it's up to us to create the love that fills the space. We have no idea how powerful we really are. And the only way for us to find out is to play with Spirit, like Spirit plays with us. Love is the background. Love is the foreground. Love is the very center of our existence. Dr. Ernest Holmes teaches us that love is the healing, motivating power of the universe. So love is the original impulse that is pressing against everything and everyone. It flows through each of us endlessly throughout all of eternity. Can we appreciate and celebrate one another? We are all made out of the same cosmic stuff. The life force that evolves my body evolves yours. I might be taller, I might be shorter. I might be white, I might be black, I might be red, I might be yellow. I might be rich, I might be poor. But beneath everything is that oneness. So the thing we are talking about is the thing that knows. And what we are is a result of what we have been and the result of what has unfolded before. So are we practicing exclusion or inclusion? Do our actions speak louder than our words? Is our mind clear? Is our heart open? Are we deepening our awareness of the divine? Tracy Brown, in her book entitled Stained Glass Spirit, says ignoring the beauty and value and uniqueness of different types of people is equivalent to ignoring how God shows up as humanity. Multifaceted, different colors, different sizes, different shapes. We incarnated at this time on this planet for a specific purpose. And the energies are building, along with the sunspots on Solaris. You can't deny the evidence. And as the third wave of embodiment frequencies arrives tomorrow, and spirit, the spirit beings that we are, begin to expand, and we begin to know ourselves even better, it is time to really focus on the idea of love. To make the higher choices that lead towards our planetary evolution. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. In our relationships, in the way we express our spirituality, within our businesses, allow your higher self to take over the journey. And that is a quiet choice that one makes within their heart. And if you need guidance or support, Carol is available for prayer work. I'm available. We have prayer requests within your Sunday program, on the prayer, next to the prayer chest, online. We are available to assist your journey. So as the world around us begins to shift, which we've seen a lot of evidence of that already, it is going to become even more predominant. It's important to practice divine neutrality. People will understand what is happening in their own way. And so we need to allow them to express their inner self. Let the essence of what that is emerge without judgment. Life is a continuous stream of self-conscious expression. And we are forever expanding. We are birthless, changeless, and deathless. And I spoke with a friend of mine just the other day who, every time I talk to her, says to me that old age sucks. And I think to myself, rather than preparing to die, I'm going to get busy living. And when it's time to shed the physical body, I'll just birth a new one. That's what Show Me the Magic is all about. So affirm with me. I see the sacred. I hear the sacred. I speak the sacred. All of life is sacred. So the time has come to appreciate the diversity within. And when the thought of death slips from your consciousness, and that great event of the soul called immortality emerges from within, rest assured, even those who don't understand what's happening are doing it. Because we all came from the same place. We're all going to the same place. So whether they know it or not, they're doing it. We're all doing immortality. Immortality. Everyone is doing it. That's the title of my talk this morning. Thank Thank you very much, and namaste.